Atman show, and tonight I'm going to review a book by the author Mayur Kalbag, and this is his book. This is called Aghori, an Untold Story. So, Mayur, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? And as a part of your introduction, please chant the Shiva Strotam also. Yeah, go ahead, Mayur.
Thanks. Firstly, thank you for having me as your guest on your The Atman show. I love the title. So I'll be as concise as possible. I also need to let you know that these moments I'm celebrating the successful completion of 1 year of my book Aghori and Untold Story. So a little bit about myself is that by passion I am an author and a poet. And I've written a couple of books which have to do with, I describe myself as a spiritual thriller author and also a bit of a poet. I also, by profession, since 20 years, speaker and somebody who conducts coaching sessions and seminars for different companies and organizations in India and abroad. I love to play tabla. So artistically, I've learned instrument called, percussion instrument called tabla. And I love trekking, and I went to Kailash Mansarovar with my guru, Swami Satyojat Shankarashram. And my life changed, especially when you go to such places and you get connected to the Himalayan mountains. So that's a bit about me, right? And one shloka from my side, start off this session. Let me chant a Shiva Stotra. Om विश्वेश्वराय विषकण्ठविभूषणाय कर्णामृताय शशिशेखरधारणाय कर्पूरकान्तिधवलाय जटाधराय दारिद्र्यदुःखदहनाय नमः शिवाय दारिद्र्यदुःखदहनाय नमः शिवाय दारिद्र्यदुःखदहनाय नमः शिवाय चर्माम्बराय शवभस्मविलेपनाय भालेक्षणाय फणिकुण्डलमण्डिताय मञ्जीरपादयुगलाय जटाधराय दारिद्र्यदुःखदहनाय नमः शिवाय दारिद्र्यदुःखदहनाय नमः शिवाय. Yes.
That's awesome, Mayur. So I have some questions. Like, I know your book is on Aghori, but before that, I'm going to ask some questions on Shiva because that is very like important and for our viewers. And I have got like many feedbacks and stuff like that. So, is Lord Shiva an alien?
Okay. I like the fact that your question is short and concise. I don't think Lord Shiva is an alien in the way people typically look at an alien, the way an alien being has been projected. If you remember when we were kids, we used to, there was a movie that came in from Hollywood called E.T., Extraterrestrial. And then there is the Jadoo alien in the movie with Hrithik Roshan. That's not what I would position the word alien is. I look at Lord Shiva as that entity who has not just earth as a place where he or that entity comes, especially to Kailash and meditates and spreads the message of spirituality, encourages the earthlings like us to go on the path of spirituality. I believe Shiva, Lord Shiva, that's how we know him here, also travels to other realms and other places and spaces in this universe. And he's the highest of yogis across different planets where there's civilization. And by that definition, there's nothing wrong in describing Shiva as an alien being who goes to different places to spread the strength of spirituality.
So, I know different places means different places in the universe. He goes to other planets.
Yes.
And does he, like, whenever he comes to the earth, he lives in Kailash Parvat, sorry, Mansarovar is a lake.
Yes.
And
Yes. He.
in the Mansarovar, they meditate. That's what I've heard. And in the Kailash Parvat, they live. Is that true?
What is true, when Lord Shiva visits Earth, um, when, but where is sure. When is something which we cannot predict. But where is, it is said that he meditates on the upper realms of Kailash. And that's where he lives and he meditates. That's what is said. Um, in Manasarovar, there are yogis, advanced yogis, who meditate even beneath the waters. But does Shiva himself meditate in Manasarovar? I always say it was said, because I haven't seen. These are beings that you can't just see with your eyes. You can see them probably at different frequencies, but you just can't see them with the eyes, at least not us. But yes, on Kailash, it is said that Lord Shiva meditates.
Okay, good. So going on to our next question, I know that Aghoris, let's come to your Aghoris, the main topic. Are Aghoris the Shiva Bhakt?
They are the one of the highest of. They have the highest intensity towards Shiva Bhakti. They practice that path, or they walk on that path towards Shivatva, which is extremely tough. But it's like that which will take them towards Shiva in the fastest way, but it's the toughest way. And they are, yes, my answer is a big yes. They are super bhakts of Lord Shiva.
Okay. So I read your book, and what I felt was this is like Aghoris can do so many mind blowing things with meditation. And one of them was like, are there Aghori sadhus that are meditating for more than 3000 years and they have met Lord Shiva? Like, through meditation, you can increase your lifespan?
Yes. You'll be quite pleasantly surprised to know that there are yogis even now, some of them meditating in, for example, in the Gir forest in Gujarat near Junagadh, the Gir Parvat there. There are sadhus who have been known to live for more than 250 years. There are techniques by which, breathing techniques by which you can increase the lifespan. There is the Maha Avatar Babaji, who is known to be ageless. Can you believe that? That means they don't even age. They've reached that point of mastery that they can maintain themselves in the same body without the body aging, and they can live for thousands of years. But where science ends, spirituality begins. So there's so much that we don't know, and that knowing happens only when one gets into the realm of yoga. There's Patanjali Yoga Sutras, for example, which explain the technicalities of deep breathing. Uh, some people practice kumbhaka, which is holding the breath, and they can hold it for a long time. And when you increase your breath span, you can increase your lifespan as well. So yes, there are yogis who have mastered that, and they can control their breathing in such a way that they can live for lots of time.
All right, and I want to ask you another question. Is there a form of meditation known as sahasra uran where the Aghori sadhu fly through spaces toward distant planets across other solar system?
Well, there are lots of kriyas. One of them is the flight that they take. Now, this can happen. I mean, what I know is that they do a lot of that even astrally, in their astral body, which is not their physical body. But I also know that some of them have mastered to such levels that they can even defy gravity, and they can literally move physically, literally, to different places. And so, yes, these are kriyas which happen, and it takes years, it takes lifetimes to probably master these kriyas.
Okay. So, do Aghoris live in cremation ground to conquer fear, which is a form of meditation to for enlightenment. And do Aghoris, one of the things, like, it's a myth, or I don't know, do they eat human flesh and consume alcohol? Uh, I don't want, like, people talk in a very negative light, but I want to know the reason and just clear the myth around, the negativity.
The first question was, do they live at the cremation grounds, the smashan bhumis? They do. But they don't live all the time there. They live in the caves, they live in the forests, deep in the forest to meditate. But they do go to the smashan bhumis to practice certain sadhanas, kriyas. One of the things is that when they sit in smashan bhumi, they're also they are also supposed to do that to conquer fear, because certain sadhanas that they do, it involves connecting with spirits, with energies, paranormal energies. So they do practice certain sadhanas to also, awaken certain energies in their through their kundalini jagruti as well. So certain centers get awakened. They have different names for that, but one of the things that I've seen is that through the practice of sitting there, automatically they gain a very important part of their personality or their self is the fearlessness, which is very much required for them to practice more advanced kriyas. As regards to what they eat, you can't say that they eat human flesh or they drink alcohol. There are certain kriyas which require them to consume dead flesh. Okay, and that which is completely dead. Today, when we see somebody eating plants, that also has life, isn't it? But dead flesh is dead. So they only consume that a little bit as part of some kriya that they do. Okay. So what people show is, oh, that makes them cannibals, which is totally wrong, because cannibals are those who kill and eat humans. These people are not even, they're not cannibals. They're not even people who are supposed to be eating human flesh. No, there's a part of the kriya where they're supposed to just have a little bit, and that's to absorb the energy of that dead person who's already dead. So they're not killing anybody. And alcohol, again, it's been misrepresented. Aghoris are not those who drink alcohol because they love to have a drink in the evening and all. No, no, no. It's not even part of the kriya. Sometimes are they're given this. For them, they're at such an ecstasy, spiritual ecstasy, that alcohol doesn't play any role. They're already at a different high. So for them, when they drink it or somebody offers them, they are not affected by that. Yes, there's another school of thinking which, in my research, I came to know that there could be some Aghoris who consume it only to get a high so that they meditate far more. And that's what even some sadhus do when they smoke the chillam. There's a word they use. And so they do that to enhance their meditation practices. But alcohol, no, they don't. Typically, Aghoris don't drink alcohol like that.
I just want to say, like, did you stay with Aghoris, and were you fearful?
Well, I have met two Aghoris. I will not be able to reveal about the backstory with respect to the book. Some things I can't, because some things have not happened in this life. The liberty to not reveal a few things as well. You asked me whether I've met Aghoris. Yes, and that has been profound. That has been very, very. It was for me like research, because though I met just two genuine Aghoris, the kind of knowledge I was able to extract from them has been a great foundation for me to feel inspired to write the book. But certain experiences of Subraya is of Subraya. You should ask Subraya about it, how it was. You're asking Mayur about it. If it was me, I would have said the word Mayur in the book.
So I thought that you are Subraya and you have all that experience.
You are free to think. It could be me, it couldn't be me, because I can't reveal.
All right.
What I feel is that through Subraya's experiences, through his journey, you must have enjoyed the journey and the adventure with the Aghori sadhus.
Yeah. Oh, and one more thing, like, are the Aghoris only male, or can the female be Aghoris too?
Oh, there are female Aghoris as well. But people ask me, why haven't you brought in female Aghoris? And the answer is, I'm not writing a script for a movie. This is what has happened. This story got awakened within me and it came out. And whatever comes out, I put in. I'm not going to put in something because somebody's going to say, oh, why only males? It's a story with Subraya and his experiences. Now, in his experiences, he just came across the male Aghoris. Now, I cannot concoct and create a character because I can't. But in Aghori Part 2, it's coming out that there will be a yogini as well. And yes, there are yoginis. Um, Few, but there are. There are. Because the path is very tough. The path is very tough. But there are yoginis who've been initiated into the Aghora Parampara or Aghora tradition.
Okay. So this Aghori culture is not only limited to India. Read in your book, are there Aghori temples located in deep jungles of Peru, Mexico, Brazil, and other planets in the universe? Do you think?
Maybe with different, maybe with different names. They may not be called Aghori or Aghora because that word is Sanskrit, right? Um, but I believe that there are such kind of entities who are traveling not just within India, they're even traveling in certain parts of the world where certain places where it's known to have alien visits as well. And some things I can't reveal, like honestly, I can't explain more, but there are places beyond Earth which also have civilizations, which or civilizations of people who or entities may not be in human form. They also revere and respect the sadhus, and that's why I said Shiva is is beyond Earth, and so therefore Aghoris and those sadhus who may be different on different planets, they also worship Shiva. It's like that.
Okay. Coming on to some of the more meditation techniques, because that is there some kind of meditation called Antarayan where yogis change himself from a human form into anything like animal, bird, sea creature?
Yes, there are some. It is known that some Aghoris living in the Gir forests have been known to even change their form into lions and not be seen. Now, when they reach certain points of heightened meditation, they acquire certain siddhis. They're able to even change forms if they wish to. So my answer is yes.
Okay, one more. It's never ending. Um, in Jal Agni Kriya, sadhu meditate underwater with flames on their body, which have ability not to drowse in water. Is an advanced level of meditation. Have you seen anybody doing that, going inside the water, meditating, and flames coming out?
I have not seen that in this life for sure.
Okay.
There are a lot of these because I know you're bringing this out from the book.
Yeah.
See, a lot of it is reimagined. Okay, because some of the kriyas I may not have personally been there, but I have maybe consulted Subraya on that, and he's probably told me a few things.
So Brian is an alien.
I have no idea. I'll have to ask him.
I want to meet him. Can I?
I have to find out where he is.
Okay. So it's very interesting. Like, do Aghori sadhus apply ash, which help them meditate in the Himalayas in extreme cold?
Yes, it's said that when they apply the bhasma, the divine ash, there are two, three things that happen. One is it creates warmth in the body, is what they say. Second, it enhances the level of divinity because they are able to connect with Lord Shiva far more because Shiva also is in one of his avatars is fully covered and smeared in bhasma. So they feel a lot of connect when they put that, when they smear their body with ash, the Aghori sadhus, as well as the Naga sadhus. And the third is it also acts as a disinfectant because when you put the bhasma, when you're meditating in the forest, there could be these wild mosquitoes and insects, but they don't come closer because of the powdered ash that they put. So these are the three reasons why they smear themselves with bhasma. At the highest is the divinity that they feel when they put the bhasma. So even when we do our puja, we apply bhasma, it enhances and intensifies a lot of divinity within us.
Okay. Are there sadhus alive for 5000 years who can change color of their skin from fair to light to blue and bright yellow?
If an Aghori sadhu can change his form into a lion, I think this is easier.
This is easier, yeah. Yeah, I totally get it.
There are techniques, there are ways, there are things which go far deeper with respect to kriyas and the control that they get. There's a word which is used called siddhis or powers, and they do get those powers. But the genuine Aghoris use the powers to only go deeper into meditation. So when an Aghori changes a form or becomes invisible, it's only because they don't want to be seen, and so that they're not disturbed by anybody. So whatever these things are there, it is only to make them closer towards reaching the state of super consciousness or Shivatva.
Okay. What are the different steps of activation process, and how do you feel after getting activated? Do they insert like Scorpio in your spine as a part of activation? I mean, is that just your like I just want to ask you, like, is Aghori Siddhi a science and not a cult? Like, let's clear the myth among our viewers.
Aghori Siddhi ne, Aghori Parampara.
Okay.
Aghora or Aghori Parampara. It's just like you have the Nath Sampradaya, Dattatreya, the Nath Sampradaya, which is again connected to Lord Shiva, or the Naga sadhus, who have their own akhadas, and they also practice very intense meditations and kriyas. And there are many others. For example, the monks of Tibet, the Rinpoches and all, who meditate and they have their own beautiful, strong techniques of meditation. Similarly, Aghoris have their own parampara, the Aghora tradition. So it's not a cult, it's a tradition. Because it's very tough to practice to walk on the path of that Aghora tradition, there are fewer people, fewer sadhus who go there. And they're all initiated. They're born, they come in from their past life experiences. So it is not like suddenly you feel and you want to be an Aghori. It doesn't happen that way. There has to be tremendous vairagya. And along with it, what I've learned is that a lot of these Aghoris are born in this life to continue their journey as an Aghori. So it's a tradition, and traditions are beautiful. A cult is what? I mean, I don't want to say cult is negative. It's been given a negative connotation. It's a very defined group. They don't open up and all. It's not like that. They just follow the path and they don't like to be disturbed. Um, they will induct students who want to be Aghoris only through very strong tests that they have to go through. It's because it's not easy. So it's a beautiful tradition, like the Nath Sampradaya, like the Naga Babas, like any tradition. This is a tradition, and it's beautiful.
Okay, thank you. It was really nice talking to you. But before I let you go, can you chant that Shiva Strotam, please?
Sure, definitely. I want to chant a couple of them. So one is from the Shiva Tandav Stotra, and this is my way of thanking you for inviting me over on this show. And I hope when I'm in the United States, we can have a face-to-face interaction as well. That'll be wonderful as well. So let me chant. Om Jata Kata Hi Sambhraman Brahman Nilimpa Nirjhari Vilollavichi Vallari Virajamana Murdhani Dhagat 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 Jwalalla Patta Pavake Kishora Chandra Shekhare Rati Pratikshanam Mama Kada Nilimpa Nirjhari Nikunja Kotare Vasan Vimukta Durmati Sada शिरस्समञ्जलिं वहं विमुक्तलोललोचलोलनामभाललग्नक शिवेति मन्त्रमुच्चरन् कदा सुखीं भवाम्यहम् ॐ शिवशक्त्या युक्तो यदि भवति शक्तः प्रभवितुम् न चेदेवं देवो न खलु कुशलस्पन्दितुमपि अतः स्वामाराध्यां हरिहरविरिञ्चादिभिरपि प्रणौतुं स्तोतुं वा कथमकृतपुण्यः प्रभवति ओं नमः पार्वतीपतये हर हर महादेव Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for coming and for my podcast, The Atman Show. Uh, can you please tell our viewers to like, subscribe, and comment The Atman Show?
Of course, I think to all the people who are watching, it's a very informative podcast. I've seen some others as well. So to all you viewers, please subscribe to the Atman Show and extract as much spiritual energy, education, and vibrations through this show. I also want to request all the viewers to follow me on Instagram as well. It's Mayur Kalbag. And because I put up my paintings, I do lives as well. And it'll be wonderful to have an Insta as well with you in the future. My book is available in the United States, right? Aghori, an untold story. It's on Amazon, na?
It's
So I
available
think
on
it'll be
Amazon.
wonderful if you can, yeah. So please, I will be more than happy if you can explore this adventure. I call it the spiritual thriller through the eyes of Subraya. And I'll let you decide whether it's fact or fiction or both together. This is a message to all the readers or the viewers. And looking forward to some more lovely interactions like these. Thank you very much for having me over on the Atman Show.
Yeah. Bye. Thanks.
All right. Bye bye.